is nothing better than water. God, that was good. You need to get yourself one of these. Plastic bottle, anything that's reusable, and fill it with water. I've been doing this. Well, this little friend has helped me drink maybe 2 or 3 of these a day, and I feel great. So start drinking more water, people. Save the planet. Reusable bottles. Message, you know, environment and all that. So yeah. Now, if you like the content that I've shared out so far, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe on this video. Hit that subscribe button right now. Smash it. Smash that button. Hit it right now before you watch the rest of this video, because by the end of it, I'm sure you'll want to see more. But anyway, straight to the video. Another episode of Chet Talks. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. You know what? A lot of you guys have been asking me, what do I need such a big TV for? Chet, why have you got such a big TV? Who needs a TV that big in their bedroom? Is it big? Since I started the channel, I've been filming in this bedroom of mine, and it's got all my stuff here, and it's got my big ass TV, which a lot of you guys are saying is quite excessive in terms of a size of TV for your bedroom, but I don't care, because I love movies and I love playing video games and I love even listening to my music on these bad boy speakers as well. And on the topic of movies, you know, I just watched one of Steven Spielberg's latest greatest hits, Ready Player One. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it now. It's an amazing film. If you're into that whole sort of fantasy genre, but the reason why I love it is because it is largely or entirely based on video games. And you know, if you haven't played a video game in your life before, what are you doing? Because they are hours and hours and masses of fun that you can't get from any other platform. You can't get from anything else. It's such a unique experience playing a video game, and I'm sure you have played a video game and found one that you actually like, whether it's been on your mobile phone or it's been on a console, or if you're a PC gamer, or if you've just been to the arcade and played something that's just kept you there for hours and hours and eaten up all your little 10p, 20p, 30p, 30p coins, whatever it may be. I'm sure you have found something that has transported you away from the real world momentarily into something fantasy that you can escape to and experience something you never really would in the real world. So there's this famous quote, I don't know where it came from, but you know, it's kind of resonated with me because it's mostly the reason why I love playing video games. But it went something like this: it's not about finishing the game, it's about playing the game. It's about spending countless hours exploring and wondering and finding and playing. Video games are essentially an amalgamation of every single type of art form out there. You know, you've got your books, and you've got your films, and you've got your TV shows, and you've got your, you know, your theater, and you've got your music, you've got your just audio, sound design, you've got your sort of even artistic side of like character drawing and just 3D animation and coding, and it's all of those things rolled into one, into an interactive format. You know, so you're able to appreciate every single art form in one beautiful sort of ball of visual goodness, if you want to call it that. I remember this time when I was probably 14 or 15 years old. It was when the first Halo came out, but I didn't know it even existed. The Xbox had just come out, and one of my buddies had it at his house. I remember walking into his living room, and I see this alien environment. I see this like other world on his TV screen, but I remember seeing it on his screen, and I remember him shooting, and I just thought to myself, what is this? What is this game you're playing? What is this environment, this world that I've never seen before. So I came into his living room and I was like, give me a controller now. I remember playing that game at his house for about 2 hours, and I used to say to him every day after school, can we go back to yours and play the game, play the game, play the game. Nothing was better than chilling in front of your TV, split screen mode, 4, 5, 6 of you, whatever, on one console, playing a first-person shooter or a racing game, whatever. Everyone's involved on the same screen, and the competition and the energy was just amazing. Also, I don't want to start a war here, but Xbox way better than PlayStation. I'm sorry. You know, the controller alone, before we even get to the console itself, the controller alone wins, hands down. Put that in your hand and tell me if it's better than the PlayStation. In fact, don't even tell me. I know it's better. I mean, it just feels right in your hand. The Xbox, they did it right. And I've always been Xbox, by the way. I had PlayStation. I switched to Xbox and I haven't regretted it since. Microsoft, you have my loyalty. Let me know. Are you a PS fanboy or Xbox fanboy? Are you the PC master race? If just let me know and we can hash it out. Also, tell me what your favorite video game is. I want to know down in the comments below. I want to start a poll and let's see what this community's favorite video game is. Favorite video game of all time, let me know, comments below. Halo is mine. Actually, Destiny is mine. If you haven't played this game, you have to play this, because it is just beyond belief how massive the game is, and the story, the depth of story behind it is just incredible. So yeah, definitely play that. But yeah, anything there is good. This is just a couple of games that I've sort of kept hold on to because they kind of formed like a big part of my history with video games and the reason why I chose to keep playing them. I mean, I've probably played these things once, twice, 3 times over, and they still bring me hours and hours of fun. There was never a time when I said to myself, I don't want to play video games anymore. There was never a time that they did not give me the same value as they did when I was 10 years old as they did when I was 25. I still got just as much joy out of them throughout every single year of my life, and that's probably because they have developed from something so basic yet enjoyable to something so detailed and vast. Video games nowadays, they are complete whole new worlds that you can explore. Look at things like VR. You put on a set of, I don't know what they're called, but any type of VR glasses, and you get to step into a whole new world as if you're actually there. Like, that is just like, what? How are we even at that stage in life right now that we can do that? Yeah, there's a lot of stories where they say, oh, video games make you violent and, you know, you shouldn't be playing these type of games. They screw with your head or they make you stressed out. And yeah, okay, I've seen some horror stories where people are like literally like throwing their controllers at the TV screen, smashing keyboards and stuff. You do get stressed. It's video games are designed to make you competitive. They're designed to push your competitive nature because you want to win. They're designed for you to win. They reward victory. And, you know, I guess that's a good thing. It instills a competitive nature in you. It instills a thirst for victory, to be number one, to be the victor. And who doesn't want to excel in life? Who doesn't want to be number one? You know, I think it's a perfect mentality to give someone. And yeah, okay, some people play video games to win, and some people play video games just to play, just to explore. Something about video games makes you more aware about how things work. Like, if I do this, then that will happen. And that's a big thing that I sort of got to sort of experience firsthand when I was playing Forza, and I used to love that game. I rinsed it, I played it all the time. The simulation of the racing is just unbelievable. And I remember I used to take a Ferrari around the Nürburgring and all that sort of stuff and just play it for hours and hours on end. and I finally got the chance to take a real Ferrari round a racetrack, and I absolutely blitzed it. The guy said to me, "How do you know how to drive this so well? Have you had racing lessons?" And I said, "No, I've just played on an Xbox." He said, you serious?" I said, "Yeah, I've never had a racing lesson before." But he goes, "Look, you're really good. You understand the nuances of the track and like how the car will behave." You know, so video games are so powerful to the point that they can actually teach you things about real life. You know, they can actually provide a valuable learning platform for certain types of craft. You know, you have flight simulators, you have racing simulators, and there are studies out there where people have been playing video games and they test their reflexes, their recognition of patterns, they test their recognition of objects and tracking of objects. You know, they test their logical thought patterns. You know, there are so many things that video games help develop in the human psyche. See, one thing that's quite like unique about video games is that they helped me think rationally and quickly and multitask in difficult situations. I mean, you find yourself in video games all the time with multiple enemies around you, or multiple racers that are trying to get past you, or you need to get past them. So when you're trying to beat that boss or win that race, or just trying to get through that last hurdle in the video game, requires that extra bit of brain power. You know, that type of brain power is normally developed in and out of video games over quite a long time, but video games essentially help accelerate that process. So when it comes to those times in real life when you need to multitask and you need to think on your feet and you need to be quick at it and you need to make the best decision, you know, that training from your video games will massively help you. And I'm not saying that, again, this is your only source of brain power. People out there, do not take this as gospel that, yeah, okay, I'm going to play video games and I'm going to be the smartest one in the school. No, stick your head in the books and read the real stuff. All I'm saying is that it does help your cognitive processes and your sort of lateral thinking. So the benefits that you get out of video games are incredible. And, you know, there's such an accessible format and platform to actually practice and harness and, you know, develop those skills. Why not? You know, and it's so fun doing it at the same time. I mean, if anybody ever said to me that improving my brain power could be so fun, I would jump on the opportunity straight away. I guess this is a video for a lot of people out there. You know, people who have maybe fallen in love with video games and they're a massive part of their life, or they're a small part of their life, something that they've experienced before but never got a chance to truly enjoy, or never really understood video games. But for me, it was a massive part that changed my life and really brought me joy outside of my normal everyday living, I guess. See, when I was younger, I didn't really fit into every single crowd out there, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are in a similar sort of boat. You know, you're not everybody's cup of tea, but sometimes when you break away, you sort of fall into your own space and you want to do what you want to do, what makes you happy in your own little world of a bubble, and it breaks you away from that. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should live your life as a fantasy or as some sort of alternate reflection of your real life. No, not at all. But what video games allow you to do is kind of explore those creative desires that everybody has. Maybe they don't, you know, expand them as much as they possibly could or want to, but everybody's got some sort of creative passion. And I guess video games allow you to do that. They allow you to break away into something that you are creating with your own imagination. You are creating your own storyline. There are books out there which are essentially video games. They let you pick your own path through the story. You skip a couple pages because you chose this route, and you kind of create your own story out of that. That's exactly what video games are allowing you to do. You know, there are so many documentaries out there about the guys who designed video games and what they wanted to achieve. and all they wanted people to do was to explore their imagination. They gave them a platform and they said, here you go out and have fun. Yeah, there's always a route to follow somewhere along the line with video games these days, and even back in the old days there was a particular thing you had to do to finish the game. But most people feel a little empty. When you finish a game, you feel empty. When you leave a movie theater and you finish the movie, you're part of that atmosphere, you're part of that world for the best part of an hour and a half, 2 hours. But when you leave, there's that empty feeling. But what video games let you do is continue to relive that feeling, because you're constantly creating your own story. And I feel like that's a message that I want people out there to really resonate with and understand why video games exist, where they came from, and what void they fill for nearly 1 billion people out there, or however many people play video games. I don't even know how many people play video games. If I know the answer, I'll stick it here somewhere, I guess. Like here? Is that where I'm gonna... Oh, it's a big number. So if you're one of those people who is struggling with a social life, or you're struggling with trying to find your place in the real world, you may be looking in other places, and sometimes you might turn towards video games. There's communities out there which are huge, and people have made great friends out of their online communities. There's this great sense of camaraderie that you find in these online video game platforms that you don't necessarily find elsewhere, and it's beautiful. You know, you see these friendships blossom and these people finally meet in real life, and you know, they're great friends, and they'll be sort of die-hard friends with each other as much as they are in the game in real life. And, you know, like video games will give you like a nice sense of community, especially within your own home as well. You know, people back in the days used to curl up around like a board game or something like that and just sit and play it for hours and hours, and that would spice up competition within the family. Video games can do exactly the same thing. In fact, they are the 21st century's board games. You know, board games are still great, don't get me wrong, I love a good board game. Don't test me on Monopoly, I will beat you. And back to that point about like having like a community and stuff around video games, you know, there's conventions like Comic-Con and like big sporting events like the esports competitions, which I told you about before, that people go to, and there's such an electric energy about these sort of places and conventions and events that are happening within the gamers world that are so much like, you know, any other normal sporting event. If you've ever been to a football game or any type of like basketball match or something like that, the energy is exactly the same. The competition is just as fierce and the fans go crazy. And if you've not been to an esports game competition, try get some tickets if you can. They sell out really quick, but if you can, go. I don't know, it's just so cool to see that happening in real life. And I'm not saying again these people are living a fantasy life. No, they're not. They're living a real life, but they've sort of bonded with a character that kind of maybe gives them confidence outside their own skin. I don't know, but it's something which has helped so many people out there with creating their own social atmospheres. So yeah, go check it out, people. It's amazing. All I would say is, if you haven't genuinely given it a shot, go out there, get yourself a PC, get yourself a console or any type of gaming device. Get a game that, just like a book, screams at to you and says, actually, that is something I might enjoy. Play it, and please tell me what you think and if you feel like it has brought anything special to your life. So I guess this is like quite different to some of the other videos I've done. Pretty much all the videos I've done, this is more of like a diary entry type of video. I guess I just wanted you guys to know more about me, and you know, I'm always doing things like how-tos and tutorials and travel videos and things like that, but I thought it might be a time for you guys, my subscribers out there, to know a little bit about me and my passions and the things I like and love to do. I hope I've inspired some of you people out there, you know, people who haven't tried video games before. I'm not saying leave your own life, you know, live your real life. Have a social life. I am not telling you to just play video games and sit at home all day and just never go out and see the world and trap yourself in, you know, no daylight, come out looking like a vampire by the end of the week. No, go out, have a social life, work, do other things, go to the gym, be healthy, stay fit, eat well. And I guess the reason why I kind of made this video as well, I am going to go around London finding the best spots for gamers to have a social sort of atmosphere. So these gaming bars and gaming cafes and stuff that are out there, they do exist, people. They do. You can go to a place, have a beer, have a big flat screen TV and game all night long if you wanted to with your buddies. I mean, how awesome does that sound? Yes, you can do it in your own home, but wouldn't it be even better if you could do it out in the public with a social atmosphere with beer on tap? So anyway, look, I'm going to stop right there before I ramble on and on and on, because I know I can for hours and hours about this subject because I just... Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, get this video out there on the internet. If you know any gamer friends, send this video out to them, get them to share it. Just spread the word. Like always, the support means a bunch, and you know, I cannot thank everyone out there that's been watching my videos and giving me the thumbs up. It's just inspired me to just do more and more and more and just develop this channel into something that I don't know what it is yet, but I just want to put my videos out there and just show my love to all you guys, and thank you so much for watching them. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to stop talking, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.